Yeah, I'm gonna redo the first video because I talked very low in the woods. So what happened? It starts like this. I'm seeing Trump on the left, and he has one guy on his right, and he's a CNN reporter. That's been told to me in spirit. So Trump is walking, and on his left, they're walking, advancing from left to right. The guy's on his right, and on the left of Trump, with, there's a big screening of satellites image. So the guy, the Trump said, Trump in this was like as transparent as he could, like a friend trying to make friend, renew a friendship, I guess, or something. So the CNN reporter uh, is like a guy he was not aiming at him, but just in the middle, like emotionally to him. So he's like, where's Al Qaeda? And Trump is at the far right of this mapping on his left. He points that, and I'm looking, and what I do, I see. By the way, I see what I saw in the news after I wake up. That I'll explain the dream after. What I saw is like it's like a desert color, and there's a hole there, like a cave hole, and I knew there was one Al Qaeda there, one guy living in that. There was a little space. There was another one, but they were not very too close. Let's say close would be a meter. That would be a meter and a half as a distance. You know, you want a neighbor, but not too close. And there's one, two, and they were not too much. And I see this black hole in there, the first one. And he's pointing there. But when I looked, I saw a second what they did, but then I saw it from my point of view and I couldn't see it. As if it was the first time I saw it, or maybe I saw it after, whatever. So what I did is when I looked like this, I couldn't see it was past. Like this right side with the hole was cut and I could see the only other ones. So I kind of clicked, drag in my spirit, like this, and I saw it. And it's like I stepped forward to look at a different angle. And wow, man, it starts to get gases here. I'm sorry. That's the devil's attack. But let's be strong. And after this, excuse me, I looked at it, and well, I'll tell you what it does mean. This is the whole of Starlink that Elon Musk yesterday. I saw it. It's basically a domestic threat, but it's in your soul. And Trump looks at it. I remember when he said, "Where's Al Qaeda?" I'm like, I saw in the news Al Qaeda was finished. So Trump show it to air. Let's say this is the wall. He show it. I'm there. I can't see it. The guy is on where the camera is. CNN. He's pointing there, and then he's like, and I'm looking. He says, "What do you do?" I said, "What do you do?" You know, it's like, I mean, like, oh no, well, not right now. I see the scene, and then on the left of these two holes, there's like a pathway, and God knows what it was behind. Now in the news, you've seen that in a mosque in Israel, somebody just made a fatwa, you cannot go pray there. And I looked at it, and it's like a mosque there, same thing, I think color, and they do like this for the entrance, or kind of a window. And in there's people, there's a one guy coming on the left, and they grab a guy, and he had, I didn't know, on a turban, and now we're seeing like satellite images, like the Starlink, which goes with Neuralink. Starlink, what it is, you can look, Elon Musk has released many by 20,000 every week. It's like 100,000. They move in the sky when you look at night. You don't need to see. It's like running stars. They're lower than any satellites, and God gave me dreams about this prior. It's fight to spy and everything, and they actually can see you. People who haven't seen the movie in the 90s, like don't go see that, but you can see the trailer, or you can go see. They can zoom in and out and stuff like this. Enemy of the States with Will Smith and Gene Hackman. So what happens is that I could see, but the people are very small. When you see like details, but not threads of face. But I zoom in, so they probably can see. from another angle. That's why they want to put the maximum. But he says, and people are like, come on, it's not because to get a cheaper internet. Like, well, I'm in Canada, internet can be anything. 40 bucks with my phone it's just ridiculous. It's to have this base for this Neuralink that basically talk yesterday an hour can do open fields, like moving objects in your mind, because it's an electroid speaking without things, even getting memories, put it in somebody else even before you die a lot. So imagine how much easier to make a command to go and kill a genocide if the Antichrist will want this. So God is showing me this without me realizing all this yesterday. I haven't seen it even the whole hour. It's very gross. It's very demonic. He was very nervous, like a guy showing to somebody, trying to sell somebody that is not good for him. You know, he did it in 3 little pigs, just like a sign for you, little pig, let me come in, and then make a hole. The movie Shine In, they speak without speaking. The legend tell, that's not Jesus, that's demonic. Let me come in, because the devil knows what's going to happen in this field. What's his plan? And what he has to do to go to point D in destruction, mind control, and annihilation, mind control in World War III. And he knows that he cannot go like this to this. So he has to go point by point. So that's why he's a false prophet. He's saying things that knows that was his next step. So, and he knows what God said because of the Bible. You know, you get demons, but I won't talk too much about the spirituality. I just want to say about the dream here. Thank you. Usually I use my right hand. It's on my phone. The bus guy, sorry, never stop here. But the guy, after this, what can you do? They grab a guy. It's not important. They beat the guy up. He has a turban. I know he's like a police cop. They put him against the wall and they beat him up. And that's when Trump says, what can you do? It's like, the guy's like, look, he was talking probably what's gonna happen if you don't take the mark of the beast. But at this time, even right now, as much 5 hours after I woke up, I didn't realize this. Every time I'm saying it, I realize more things, that this gonna be you, because Al-Qaeda is not really, it's domestic. So if you don't take the mark, they beat you. So the guy had the little blood, and this is when I zoom in, when he walks away. They let him go. I know he's a soldier to the Spirit and the power of God that is telling me what it is, what I see. And he has a turban, a little bit of blood running down his forehead. And there's a guy coming from behind, just like if he was beat, but he's running. You're gonna run, some of you, from the mark to not be a thing and get in order. He ran and he passed him on the right. And I'm looking, I'm saying, you cannot run really. The point is, like, he never looked behind. Like in the Bible, you look behind, don't lose time, run. He never looked behind. And the guy that was beating, he draw a gun and he shoot him. And I'm thinking, okay, because he got let it go. He probably, now I'm thinking, just as I make this movie for the 4th, 5th time, that he took the mark of the beast, got beaten, denied. Somebody ran it and took it. The guy take it to make friends with the other ones. But first in the dream, I'm just taking, he was a police and he's trying to make friends just in case they mad again at him. And the guy that never looked, I was thinking, you know, you're in their place, you cannot run them, kind of, he had to turn back and trying to reason with them. But now I understand that this is all of us who will not take this mark of the beast. No. So Trump is asking, what can you do? Now, secondly, for people who think that Trump is the Antichrist, I saw him 2-3 years ago, yeah, and I got the 4 codes of the Illuminati, which I more or less said, but I don't want to get into this. But the point is that he's not the final Antichrist, and he might do good now. He's trying. The left crazy Satanists, 322, Skull and Bones, they're crazy. They think it's still time to party. Another variation of the devil in China, CPP, communist, wants to come behind your back from the West, you know, in your brum. Come on, man. There's a lot. China has a grudge against Korea, as God told me. A lot of things like this, you know. Unless you're clean and you fight anti-corruption, you cannot walk with Jesus today. If you don't fight corruption and you're a sleepy Christian, you can't. If you accept something that is wrong, I don't know. You're not a good guy. You're not doing what you should. You don't feel good, etc. So Trump is saying this, and after this, I saw a movie scene. What probably is going to happen in the future. God forbid. I hope not. I was standing there probably as another black kid. I was in, and now it's 3D. Right after this, there's a little black kid. I see him sideways. He's close to me like a meter. That's why I'm saying maybe I was a black kid, but maybe I was not there. I was just on the floor now. Inside. It's gonna happen. I'm gonna be alive. I'm gonna be on the field here. And this guy goes, this little black kid, he runs. And suddenly when he arrives, there's a white man and a white woman shoots him. Makes me think when there were the protests, but that's another question. They defended their things. I'm not against that. They didn't shoot. They just like back off. But in this, when it's gonna happen, they shot the little black kid. And then God is making me not understand this, so it makes me question what happened. Like a movie scene, what happened? It kind of rewind without the thing, but I'm seeing again the guy running from that start point. Now this time maybe he ran faster, because this time it's another image that he's getting to the final point where he wanted, right? He's not getting shot. Maybe the white people will not be there at that time. And what happened? The guy backs off and goes a bit more diagonal north, left, west from where he was to a window. Just like if it was a window on the first floor of a little house, not high. That window opens. That window is black. It's covered. It opens and it shuts right in the face. The guy, and I see the guy. The guy was a little bit gray hair and he was black. That's why I just posted videos. What does that mean? It took me a couple minutes. I start to understand that God is showing me what Neuralink and commands can do. Kill everybody, black kid under 13 years old. Even who took the mark of the beast, even black men. They doing the command for what? Maybe it's written, just like the movies. Another thing, another sign for you, the devil, Mockingjay and stuff, like they kill people for points or for money or gold. You see a lot of movies like that right now as we speak. There's a new movie, 24 hours, 1 million per hour if you're still alive. And this is the devil speaking. That's not from Jesus, to put you that in your nose and laughing that, look, I'm even showing you what I'm gonna do without telling you when it's gonna happen, and you guys still doing like there's nothing. And he's getting more high, so to speak, of that, but he's already lost. So don't go with him. Don't go with the devil. Fight corruption. You don't need to be a freak CPP or something that use the force. Toleration is key, and that's what I'm fighting for, freedom of religion. I stand by the things in the Bible, but I'm not going to say homosexual and say, no, this is the Bible, or I'll be, no. Because God gives me a choice to choose, and He's fishing people, and that's what the right, good, if by God, needs to understand that you have to let the decision, unless they come in your face and like, back off, buddy. You know, I'm not forcing you to take my God. I got mine. We gotta co-live and tolerate each other and let God act, and maybe the people who really want to find the truth. So maybe the things shouldn't all by the left who's party and demonic, all if other little errors by people doing. I go by the Bible, but I'm not forcing people. You know, and if I'm sent one day by God, tells me go and do it, because now it's really bad, God knows. Sometimes He's been sending people, but what I'm telling you right now, to go back to the dream, is that this poor kid got shot, and now I started to run. I started myself, but it's another thing. So maybe probably now, after a few years, let's say mission for this Antichrist accomplished 1300, it took a month or God knows how much time, suddenly is still another one. By the way, I saw a prophet, and I don't know his name because I was like this and taking money, so I cannot give you a link, but it was, I think, in Threath. And what happened is this guy saw the future many years, and he said at one time there was no kids on earth. tells you. I'm gonna come back to the kids, because when I run, this is what I saw. I ran and I saw there was three things. There was again the white woman, black woman who tried to hit me, and they shoot me and they got. I received some shot. I remember it's like a pressure, and you wanted to take out, but I didn't feel like to take it out to get infection. But I draw my pistol, but it's not a pistol. Today I'm thinking it's my cell phone, because it was small like Ray Liotta in the movie Godfellas, the small one. So when I shot this guy that had big guns or rifle, like the couple you saw, I got one bullet only, but the bullet did like this. And I did, and I'm like, oh, I got, but then it did. I saw it almost fell down. I understand this is the cell phone now. So what happened is I do this, but I got shot, but I continue. I did continue at this point. I'm going right, and there's like a plaza, and I passed some teenage on the left. Look like you would see type of teenage, 12, 13 years old in high school, and they're not doing much, and they're all white at this point. I think the guy was blonde, half blonde, and he has his back turned on me, and there's this pizza joint on his left. So they were eating outside. I see one, and maybe his group were closer to the store, or in the store. So I remember this guy, this teenage guy, probably 15, 16. And as I pass, I see one pizza, but sliding down, melting, but intact ground. And you see the pizza gate and everything. And now I think it's God telling us no more kids there will be at this point, because of Pizzagate, and it goes down. And you see Dali. I was a painter, Dali in painting. Salvador Dali did a lot of the clock, and it goes down, and kind of dreamed and goes down. So I think it's time running out, and for the kids, because these guys, they were older. I think at that point it's like the other prophet who said, oh, at Revelation there was no more kids. Me, I'm a preacher, but I'm giving you this true message from Jesus Christ. So I think that will be another, so to speak, upgrade or command. I don't want to say upgrade, from the Antichrist, who's going to have the power, who's going to inherit the system. And this chip might start smaller. A year ago was outside, I did a video of this. Like they wanted soldier outside, and it was silver on this side. And I heard somebody said, well, he has problem with his wife, which means the church or something, so it was not a good candidate. I published this. And now even Elon Musk says it was behind the ear, a patch. There's a lot of noise here. And he said that was last year. Before it was even 2 electrode. They're doing all kinds of stuff. Imagine people who heard. That's proof that it's not good. Something that is based on evil soil is not good. So this is, God told me, is an abomination. I saw myself speaking to people. I did like this. I said, this is an abomination. I did it, saw 2-3 days ago. I published it on YouTube, on Twitter. And this thing is like an eye. And there's like a little wires and the joint that holds the wires together. The whole thing is about 22 millimeters by 8 millimeters, and it's 10 times more powerful than any little CPU around now. It's 1,000 something. But let's forget about these numbers. We're not proud of numbers like this. We're not for the information that is not for God and the good of people. We're not for greed. Oh, I know things that can bring me money. No. Now what we're thinking, to make this video possibly not longer than it should. After I ran, I saw this plaza. So I decided to go behind it instead of continuing. I go kind of behind it, but I see this back field, but it's like grass, dead grass, like what do you call this in English? Like when Jesus said, you take that and you throw it in fire. It's like grass they give to animal, like a stable behind. And it was the back street of that mall or something, and between two fences. Maybe that will be in the jail or something for people. And I saw it long continuing, so I'm like, but I changed my mind. I didn't went there. I kind of looked forward across the street. I kind of run then north, and then I saw north across the street. police person checking somebody in his car who was alone, and he had that lady had her back from me, and I looked and I passed next and I go west, and this guy, after I go even more, he's like, look, and he's doing this to her, and she didn't really care. But by that time, after I passed, she went back in her car, like the guy probably had a pass or did nothing wrong. There was just a check, maybe for the chip or not, God knows. And this guy is complaining, maybe like this video or something, look, or God knows. And that's what happened, is that I had a feeling that she's not far, obviously, because now I'm walking left on the, or running on the left side. I feel, let's say 25%, I don't know, just a bit, you know, because I get to my destination on the west, which maybe is Vancouver, and I wanted to go south, you know, but before I could do, the dream ended. Bless you in the name of Jesus. Man, we all are a same. We all, I wanted to say the same time. We all don't want to get by the devil. Because I don't care if you think you're his best friend or not. He hates, that's hate, and he's just tricking you. When you're gonna get there, he hates you as much as he hates Christian, anybody, because he lost, and that's the origin of hate. And even me doing this and talking against people who do it, actually I do it even for you. I don't exclude yourself. I don't point fingers. I hope that people come back to sense, just like Jesus told us. That's the real love. And I'm not running, because I'm not doing nothing wrong. And that's why God do exist, because everything is recorded. He's the one that enwraps you, and whatever they took your life or not, you did something good. You're my son, come. And this is what happened. Prophets get killed and things like this, and Jesus said it's not, I can go on, but that's just the dirty part of your movie, you know, the end. But then God comes and everything is clear, and all our bad memories is gonna wipe our tears. And before I didn't feel worthy to go to heaven, but now fight corruption, man. Do what is right and you'll feel better. Amen.